testimony and where I came from in the Lord. When I was a kid, I lost my older brother to a drunk driving accident, and it had a hard toll on my family. And they handled it in different ways ways of working through the pain and sorrow. And eventually it ended in my parents' divorce. And when I was 14 years old, I was depressed, I was without friends, I felt like my family was in chaos, and I went to the doctor and he prescribed me some antidepressants, and so I started taking antidepressants at age 14. When I was 16, I started feeling just the weight of hopelessness. I had very much no faith. I was very much against God, very much against Christians, and I decided at that point that life was not worth living, so I decided to take my own life. A few weeks later, after hiding that fact from my family, the unsuccessful attempt, I went to school, and it was on a Monday. The previous weekend, I'd actually auditioned with a weapon, the best location, in order to end my life that week. Monday, I show up to school with my guitar. This girl stops me in the hallway. She has her guitar with her and says, "Hey, would you like to meet on Wednesday? And we can play guitar and share songs or whatever." And I'm like, "Sure, that'd be great." And so I had something to look forward to, something to hope for. And I show up on Wednesday and waited around 20 minutes. She didn't show up. And so I decided to put my guitar in the next class. Teacher came by and locked it in place. And I walked out to my car to go home and end my life. And as I was approaching the parking lot, she comes running after me and says, I'm so sorry. I was staying late at a class. I needed to talk to somebody. Can we still play?" And I said, "I don't have my guitar anymore." She said, "You can use mine." And so we sat down in front of the school, and she gave me her guitar and started asking me questions about if I'd ever heard of God before, if I've ever read the Bible before. And in my arrogance, I'm like, "Oh, I've read the whole Bible before, yeah." And she's like, "Have you ever read Psalms before? It reads like lyrics." I said, "No, I've never read Psalms before." And so she was just very patient with me, just endured all my questions, all my stories that I was telling her. And she asked if anyone had a Bible they can give me. And so out of the circle of friends there, this wonderful girl next to me raised her hand and said, "You can have my Bible." And so it was her first Bible she gave to me, and it was the New Testament and Psalms. And I remember getting and opening it when I got home, and I got to John. I was reading John, and I got to John 14:19. And Jesus says, "Because I live, you also shall live." And that just spoke into my heart, and it began to cause some burning inside my soul. Something was happening there. And I remember I went to a graduation party for this girl a few weeks later at her house, and when I opened the door, her grandpa hugged me, her family knew who I was. They all welcomed me with open arms, and they were just loving on me, and they knew my story and where I came from, and it was so different from anything I experienced in my life. And the person matched the message, and so it made a difference to me. Continued reading the Word, continued hanging out with this girl and going to church with her, and on July 16th I gave my life to the Lord. And I began to change my hungers and reinvent me and recreate me into a new creation. And there's times in my life since then in my walk with Christ that I've been stuck in the motions, going through what I've just known to be, this is what church is, this is what fellowship is, this is what worship is, and just going through it and writing through it. And there's a line in the song, in the second verse, that says, "When my fears chase my failures, O God, oh, when heaven's glow seems so far, wake me up from my slumber." And it's just as one of those reminders of whenever things feel so far away, when heaven feels out of reach, God's still near to us. He's closer than our very breath. He knows us so well, and He's with us so intimately that we have nothing to fear. And in fact, in the chorus it says over and over again, "Your love and your mercy begin, no matter how far you find me where I am." And at one time, any of us in Christ Jesus has been that one lost sheep that He left the 99 to go pursue. And so this song is called Over and Over Again, and is about that story of Him coming after and finding me in my life. So I hope you guys like it.
Wake me up from my